Oh, hey y'all, how's it going? Fatty here, and I know you've been looking for that queen to put a baby inside of you, and I'm going to show you how to get that Reaper to slide in those DMs, not later in the game, not once you have a bunch of stuff, but pretty early. This could be one of your very first tames in the game, and let's not waste any more of that precious sweet time of yours, and jump straight into it. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what you need to bring into the situation just so you don't get completely trampled on. And then I'm going to show you where these ladies like to hang out so you can kind of figure out where to go to find them and what you need to do to get them hot and bothered enough to put one inside. So really the only thing that you absolutely have to have is Gen 2 and then a bunch of beds and at least one foundation to put it on. So when you actually get down into the Rockwell Garden where these Reapers are, you're going to get killed probably several times during this process, but that is totally fine because you're not going to carry anything down there that you absolutely need, and you can always respawn and just kind of keep this process going. You're also going to need just a little bit of time. That's the only other thing. Going on from that, if you want some optional things you can bring is a shotgun and plant Z's and like med brews and whatnot, like things just to keep you alive. Absolutely not necessary, but those things will just kind of speed it along, but we'll get there when we get there. So where you're going to go is on the Rockwell Garden side. There is going to be that middle spot that kind of splits the two sides on that. Now there's going to be the north side and the south side, and when you're kind of looking through the middle, you're going to see the swirly tentacle type thing. That's what you just want to go shoot for. So just fly there immediately, and then you can look for these coordinates. And when you're looking south when you're there, you got two entrances. One's at 50.8, 29.6, and the other one's going to be at 51.2, 26.0. Now, both of these tunnels are going to lead down to the same path, so follow either one of them, and then you're going to get to the underbelly where the Reapers are. Okay, so for this part where we kind of fly through there, I'm going to narrate it and kind of talk through it real time because a lot of people get kind of confused if I do any jump cuts or rush through it a little bit. So some parts I will admin fly a little bit to go faster, but some parts I'll just kind of float through here. So once you get through this tunnel, which is a little bit longer, there's always a load point right around that corner. So just be aware, especially if you're going to PvP, and it's pretty dark down here. But both tunnels will lead down to like the same general area, which is this kind of upper platform. Now the path I'm going to show you is the quickest way to get what I'm going to call the main chamber. Now down below you can find the Reapers and the Reaper Queens and Kings down below, but this is not the very best spot. There's so much stuff that spawns here. It kind of gets a little bit hectic, so I really like to go to what I call like the main chamber. So this is going to be the path there. So once you come up here, just follow straight through these structures. It's really like the only player human built whatever structures in here, and just kind of go straight through there until you get to these like flesh bridges, which are the most disgusting things ever, and then just kind of walk over this little first main bridge, which isn't too long and nothing ever really is on here. Okay, so you got to watch out for seekers, but yeah, just kind of fly through this part over the bridge. I like to just kind of float through here. You don't have to go too fast. But if you don't if you don't like to and you want to go a little bit faster, I don't recommend necessarily doing like the super speed punch. I like to do like the punch with the map. I think that's the best way to go because you can change your elevation, because some of these things are kind of hard to get underneath a little bit. So that's just my recommendation. And when you're starting to look for Reapers, you want to hang low to the ground. So once you're down through that last tunnel there, you come down here, and this is the main chamber. Anywhere in this area is going to be where you're going to find Reapers. Now you want to make sure you hug the ground, because if you don't hug the ground, then there's going to be no chance for the Reapers to like kick up. And if you're not on a server that has like an awesome spyglass, they're a little bit more tricky to see. So what you need to do is just run around and then just hop every once in a while, and that way you land back on the ground, and that gives you a really good chance. So then right below here is the main area which you want to take these guys to, and this is like the acid pit. There's plenty of little areas to put beds, so this is where I like to start to put them, is tuck them up high, so if anything happens, you're exactly where you need to be. So now that you made it to the bowels of Rockwell and that you know exactly where your beds are and you're kind of set, now's the time to start looking for a Reaper Queen. Now once you do, just kind of run around and, like I said, kind of frogger around the ground, just keep hopping until you see one pop up. Now you got to be really careful. There are going to be two different kinds of Reapers. There are going to be Reaper Queens and Reaper Kings. The Reaper Queens are going to be the ones that you want. Reaper Kings are completely useless. They're a little bit smaller. Now that's what you're going to get from this whole situation, but you have to have the Queen to actually get a baby inside of you. So make sure you look. They are going to be bigger than the King, so that's an easier visual way to see it. But if you're just kind of not sure about it, if you hold H, which is the button, I don't know what it is for consoles. Sorry, consoles, I'm a computer player. It is the one that shows you like the HUD, not the HUD, but the different information on the HUD, like the complete values of all your status bars, as well as like the different symbols on the bottom, what those mean. Whatever that is on console and stuff, Sorry, but that's what it is for PC. Anyways, so if you do that, it'll also do HLNA will do like a little scan, and it'll tell you the health and what actually it is. So that's another way to tell. So once you find it, you do want to bring it down to the acid. Now, if you have something to shoot these little tentacles that pop up, great, shoot them. But if not, take the Reaper to the back side of this terminal. Now, there's like these 4 little sections. Now, with these 4 little sections, only 2 of those sections are going to have actually tentacles that spawn up. So you can leave the Reaper to the back part and not worry about those tentacles. But if you do, they're like a single shot from a shotgun, so they're really easy to destroy if you brought that stuff down. But like I said, this is a way that you do not need that stuff. So once you get the Reaper Queen down there, you just gotta let it sit in that acid, and it does take a while. Now, if you are impatient and a dumbass like me, you're gonna want to throw a ton of Z's. Now, I do not throw more than 2 Z's. I cannot tell you, I killed 4 different Reaper Queens just throwing Z's, and like, oh, it's not working. Oh, I threw 1 Z and it chunked like a small chunk of health. And then all of a sudden, like, I threw a Z and it just like drained the entire thing in like 2 seconds. I'm going to show you a clip of killing this one here. So just like be very, 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 very careful with Z's. I really only use the Z's right at the beginning to get the health draining down really fast. And then if you do bring a shotgun and you want to pull it away out of the acid after a minute, you can throw Z's and shotgun it a little bit, but that's not necessarily like the best method or anything like that as well. So you just got to really make sure that you just be patient, let that health drain. Now, after a while, it's just going to keep draining down. And what I noticed is like with regular Reaper Queens, it's supposed to be 3k health. I didn't get the glow to show up till about 2.5k health. Now, I don't know if that's because it was just draining down at a rate that didn't really show it happening at 3k health, but it was at 2.5k health for me. So if you get it to 3k health and you don't see it, drop it down about another 500 points and it should be good. Now, I have the awesome spy guess. Yeah, I hear the comments now, oh, you have the mod so you can see the health so easily. Like I said, H. Now, yeah, you might die, but guess what? The whole point of this is you're going to be able to die. So get up near the Reaper Queen, especially if it's swimming in that acid. Hold H real quick and it will show you the health real quick. And also, if you don't know the gender, just get killed by it real quick, because we'll say what you get killed by, and it's whether it's a queen or a king. Super easy. Now, once you do get that all handy dandy, you get that queen inside you and you're like ready to burst out with joy, you need to do 2 things. You need to get yourself in at least a 1x1 square. If you're a complete Bob, maybe you need to build some kind of a bigger structure. I think all you need is a 1x1 square. And right before you give birth in that pregnancy, right, what you want to do is almost over encumber yourself, get as much meat on yourself as possible. So when that baby does burst out, you see that little baby boy and you're so excited, you're just going to claim it, you're going to try to name it, and then just let it kill you. As soon as it kills you, it's going to eat that meat and it's going to take all of your inventory and transfer it to itself. And that way it just has all the food that it needs to raise, and you don't even have to think about it. And if you're not on a server that has like a nanny or like a nice level feeding trough or something like that, you know, it at least takes care of that little beginning stage for you. And then it can grow up to be a big, strong boy just like its mama. But anyways, I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any other questions, let me know. I like to do these little quick guides. Reapers are going to be, or like in my mind, one of the best tames that you can get. That's obviously why it's part of my logo and whatnot. And this is a great way. I actually recommend this way over going to Genesis, or not Genesis. Oh my gosh, smack me in the face. Aberration, because you don't need a hazmat suit. This is a little bit more trickier in a small sense, but you can't really like trap it. And like some servers, when I kind of recorded this, it wasn't really buildable where I'm at, but you can't really build a trap, so you can't get multiple Reapers. So this is kind of a more one and done than like trap a Reaper and get your whole tribe to like keep getting that same Reaper over again. And if you don't know how to do that trick, I got a video, I'll link that down below as well. So if this is like, you know, you're solo or you're just getting started and you just need that little bit more of a powerhouse tame, this is going to be the best, easiest way for you guys to do it. As always, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am doing a PvP series. I would love your guys' support on that. I get a lot of views on this video a lot of views on the videos of how-tos and stuff like that, but sometimes lack a little bit more on the PvP videos, so don't forget to go check out that series. Great appreciated. Share with your friends, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.